Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. It has been a while since the last video, so we're gonna get right into everything. I've got, as you can see, a whole bunch of tabs open with a whole lot of news to go over. We're gonna try to keep this video short. I'm aiming for 15 minutes and nothing more. Last time it was like 30 minutes. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So 5K Toys pre-order opens Friday the 16th, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard for Mythos Anime Wave 2 Six-Eared Macaque. I hope I said that correctly. Which are the VEGITOs? Everybody was wondering, is it Vegeta? Is it VEGITO? What is it? It's VEGITO. Xeno and a fan design of GT VEGITO, which, as you can see, does come with the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta belt. Also is going to include the regular sash. So you will be able to make this amazing fan design that we have seen so many times. If you know the artist, by the way, for this, tag him below. I didn't see the artist name on here when I was looking, but this right here, by far, 07, 100% getting copped. I don't know about 06 and 05. Not really a fan of the Xeno designs, but they're pretty cool. I will say you might be able to save yourself like some money depending on how 06 turns out, right? We don't have any physical prototypes to go off of just yet, but if they don't make it all Pearl Scent like, then I mean, you could probably get away with just buying 07, 06. So you can just swap both of these back and forth, since he has black hair in 07 and he has the limit breaker hair. But if it's Pearl Scent on the fur, you could probably just switch the bodies out, because the gloves should be able to come off entirely, as what's been described. If that's, the case, then yeah, you might save yourself some money buying just these two. Otherwise, if you don't really care for the fan design, 05, 06 is cool. Just me personally, I'm not too big on that design. I'm on CC VEGITO all time, but other than that, it's Goat Vegeta every single day. But yeah, that's pretty much it for these. If you're interested in it, I would be there at 4 p.m. There's really no telling how long the pre-orders will be open for with 5K Toys. So I would really I'm trying to emphasize, like with 5K Toys and Mythos Anime stuff, Kong Studio stuff in general, you just need to be there like within that first hour window at least. Like, you have to be there. Unfortunately, it's just the way 5K Toys has ran pre-orders. That's the best I can say. I wish they wouldn't do that. It creates unnecessary fear of missing out for people. Everybody's got a life, so nobody can be on this stuff 100% of the time, especially when 4 p.m. is like just getting off of work for some people. So, that's just the unfortunate ways of that. Anyways, let's move on. Devil Eye Studio, Lionheart Studio, Megan Demons. Apparently, like, in my opinion, this is basically just an extension of Kong. We've seen Lionheart Studio before described to be doing the Ultra Vegeta 1 sculpts, which is Super Saiyan 3 in case you didn't watch Daima. But I don't know. We'll see how this fits into the calendar, if it's obviously Kong, but they have a lot of stuff planned already that leads into 2026. And these right here, if they are making all three of those guys, I don't expect it for like 2 years. And that's kind of like the headache I have. The excitement is cool now. 2 months later, people are going to be asking, oh, what's up with this? What's up with that? There's not going to be any updates unless they already have like a prototype in development. And of course, I would expect them to use the Broly that they just released as a base for that Omega Shenron. I mean, you can retool it in a lot of ways, in my opinion, from the render base, obviously. But we'll see. I'm not going to talk too much more about it because there's nothing to talk about. TK, nothing too big here with these UI sculpts. Just, we did get 1 or 2 updated images. This one is old. This one is new, obviously. It's using the Daima body, which recently came out. Still, I'm hyped for these. Hopefully we see some updated faces with the head sculpts, so we can kind of see if it's ready to release. He did just release those Vegeta sculpts right here, the base Super Saiyan updated sculpts, which only come with 2 faces each, which is kind of annoying, because I mean, I guess you could use the other ones, right, if the system is the same, and the colors are kind of closer. But what is even the point of having those other ones and then having these? I don't know. If you were going to make them like this the first time, I would have just committed to that instead of doing 2 different batches of the same form. That's just me. But the matte and pearlescent Super Saiyan Blues look pretty cool from what I've seen. Really like them more just for this expression here with the "Are you seriously crying" face. Beyond that, I think I'm Vegito'd out in terms of head sculpt, and you'll see why when we get closer to the end of this video. But yeah, let's keep moving. DKO, as you've seen, they already recently showed off that they were doing a Goku Black kit, and in that kit we are also getting Super Saiyan Blue Goku head sculpts. It's about 198 yuan, so somewhere between 30 and 40 bucks. Of course, that's, you know, in Xiaoyu or Taobao. As for AliExpress, let me see, do they have it up here somewhere? Right, it's somewhere there, but it's probably around, I want to say 40, 50 on AliExpress. You know how they be charging. Anyways, moving forward, we've got our Broly's, which we've seen an updated color of the sculpt. So we're seeing that yellow and that more greenish color. Haven't seen a full scale picture yet with a full, you know, finished faceplate, hair on the bodies yet. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Hopefully DKO shares updates on that. Will say DKO, I'm looking for some updates also, if they hopefully still have it on here, of, yeah, the Lightning Awakening Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Goku sculpts. Haven't seen anything on these in a while. We've seen prototypes already, so I'm not too concerned about, you know, the actual sculpt work. I'm just wondering kind of what's the hold up on releasing it. Because like I said, we've seen updated prototypes of both pearlescent and matte options. Just haven't seen anything since, what month is this? This is from last year. It's been a while, so we're waiting. Also, more Broly. Demonigo Fit just today showed off they're doing this EE variant of the Broly. It's supposed to apparently release this month, so we'll see. I estimate it's going to be about the same price as the last one, which, if you still want it, I believe it's still up on AliExpress also, as well as 5K Toys for about $65. Probably going to be the same price for this one here. Accessories, more or less the same. And yeah, nothing too special about this one. It is cool for people who want this particular color scheme and maybe don't have a Broly or don't feel like putting up the money for the expensive Kong Studios Broly. And I understand it's a pretty big asking price. Trust me, I know. But yeah, beyond that, let's talk about some other stuff with DF. So they've got the Top Gun trunks, which will be coming out soon. Haven't seen an exact release date. Maybe this month, maybe next month. Ideally this month. I believe they showed a picture somewhere over here. Yeah, they showed a picture with, yeah, with that trunks. So hopefully soon. We'll see. Yeah, they're also doing this EE Goku, father and son. You know, they got the Gohans. One thing I'm curious about, if they'll be able to match that flexibility in the plastic. We'll see. Otherwise, if it's just like regular hard plastic, you know, it is what it is. But you are going to be getting probably a better value here instead of going to search for the lowest born Saiyan Goku online, trying to buy it from somebody right now because everybody wants to upsell the thing, just like they did with the last Goku that was like that. So, or you can just get the EE if it's in your price range. But as far as I've seen so far from the early pre-orders, it seems like people are pricing this around like 75 bucks. And for that, I don't know if it's necessarily the most worth price, but it is cheaper than what everybody else is going to be selling theirs for, right? So it's up to you at the end of the day. But you are still going to be getting, you know, the Gohan faces, Goku faces, I think maybe a power pole, as well as Nimbus. And honestly, you know, that's a great package. So hopefully they commit to that. And this was teased to us like a long time ago. This was like last year. We've seen that they were going to start doing this. So if it's on the schedule for this year, hopefully it gets released by the summertime. Yeah, beyond that, nothing else really to talk about with Demonigo Fit, as we haven't seen any new updates on their Gogeta as well. It's KW Studio, just one new image here of the updated Cell Juniors, and they are looking phenomenal, I gotta say. I didn't pre-order any yet. There's a lot of stuff that's just been going up, and different various companies, you know, lots of stuff to choose from today. But honestly, I may have to try to pick up one or two whenever I can, because these things look awesome. And if, you know, we follow the same suit with KW and doing the cell, hopefully it's going to make it out this year. If what we saw was the full, you know, first prototype, I believe he can do it, man. I believe that they can get it out before the end of the year. RR Studio, which I'll get to in a little bit, I really don't know. You know, we don't know anything about them beyond they're doing cell, right? We don't have any prototype, nothing. We know that they did a recent price drop on their cells. I don't think that 5K Toys is going to honor that. I don't know if Toys Metaverse is going to honor that. I don't know if HK Toy Box is going to honor that price drop, you know, what they changed, but I haven't heard anybody say anything about it. So yeah, unfortunate. Anyways, moving on. Black Hole Toys, and we'll get into, yeah, I don't have any other images to show you guys for Black Hole Toys when it comes to Future Gohan and the Goku and all that other stuff that they tease with the grade 2, grade 3s. You know, I haven't seen anything else with those since last year and early this year. Now, these seemingly are their next planned projects to do, which I assume is coming after they get through all that other stuff that I just said, because these are still in the early rendering stage. I think only one of these looks like a full figure, which is the Zycor, you know, having the full arm joints and everything there, which I wouldn't be surprised if he's the first one to drop. But also they have the Super Saiyan 5 Goku. And what you'll notice is a lot of these are, well, at least 2 of them so far, recycled DF projects. You know, they're still doing that. Zycor and Super Saiyan 5 Goku were both teased by Demoniacal Fit. Demoniacal Fit originally, you know, had a couple of other render images for the Super Saiyan 5 Goku. They had a couple of retailers on not Xianu, on AliExpress that had pre-orders available at one point. I don't know what the whole thing is with that, if they were ever going to go forward with it or what. I know Tablos AF was like freaking out about it, mass reporting AliExpress sellers over it, whatever. Like there was a whole bunch of stuff going on with that, I think like a year and a half ago. Old news, but I'm curious to see if he'll say anything about this, since he cares very deeply about Tablos, right? And I know a lot of these other figures are not really Tablos. They're Goku with Tablos scheme, right? But also, in case you didn't know, Tablos AF did say they're making their own figure, so hopefully we'll see something there, right? And it'll come out someday and we'll be able to all celebrate that, because I mean, I would care too, but you know, everybody's got a different feeling in how they handle stuff. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. Black Hole Toys again partnered with TK DIY. I don't know why I always say that name wrong, but it's TK Custom now. And this is a Majin Vegeta. We already saw a prototype photo the other day, and it looked all right. Looked pretty good. I still have some thoughts about it. Will say I'm not really. I want it trimmed down in the hip to thigh section a little bit more. It looks a little too bulky in the thighs right now. But for a figure like this that hasn't been done in this type of engineering yet, I'm grateful. Of course, I'll be looking out for an official, and I'm curious to see how an official will look someday, because they have been practicing being more seamless in their designs while also trying to maintain articulation lately. So I mean, they're trying that. The games begin Goku. That's a good off point right there that I want to see them continue from. If they can really hit all those articulation points, and not sacrifice articulation just for design, that's what I really care about with these. As you know, TK does great work on head sculpts and faces, so I'm not really worried in that department. If you've seen the old base sculpts that he did, phenomenal stuff. So I'm not really, like I said, worried here. Of course, people question the durability, I guess you could say, of Black Hole Toys products, and I will say it varies. The Super Saiyan 4s I had, I didn't have any particular issue other than extreme tightness in the joints, and I'd prefer that over broken joints or loose joints, you know, because you can always loosen up a joint. And this is sounding crazy, but you know, I'm hoping that it's not going to be like the quality of their recent release. I've seen some people saying it's like falling apart, it's kind of loose, you know. Hopefully it's not going to be like that, and they've taken their time with these. My hope is that all of the time spent with the Future Gohan, the other 3.0s, the grade 2, the grade 3s, that those ones are like top of the line. They've got their best part of the team working on it, whatever. That's what I'm hoping. But we don't really know. Anyways, 4 variants for this. You've got battle damage dark blue, you've got battle damage light blue, non-battle damage, etc. You're going to be getting the pearl scent or more goldish color for the Super Saiyan on the light blue, and you're going to be getting the more pale Super Saiyan on the darker blue. Honestly, both are good. There is some little blood blips here on the faces, so if you're into that, battle damage obviously is going to be the way to go. I have to see it first in hand to really judge blood, because blood turns out different when you actually put it on a faceplate, depending on the studio. So hopefully, they'll look good with the blood. Actual faceplates, I'm sure will turn out fine, but blood can be a hit or miss. You know what I mean? So anyways, this is the prototype. What I will say about it is I need to see how they handle this transition from the abdomen into the upper thigh here. Because as you see, we've got a lot of muscle definition going down from this mid to calf. If it's not really transitioned well here, it's going to look really off with just having so much smoothness here, and then the muscle definition just going bonkers right there. So I'm curious how they handle that. Otherwise, I think it's a good starting point for a first figure here like this. Again, I really hope we'll see one from Tamashii soon, as we're, slowly getting to the build up and climax of the Cell saga. We can hopefully soon start pushing into the Buu saga and maybe get back to some movie, Super, and GT content, as this year has been a little bit of a shakeup with the Daima stuff. So anyways, we're trying to keep this video short, so I gotta hurry up. Boob Custom, if you've not heard of him, he's done a few different kits in his time. You may or may not have been able to purchase them. Can't really say, because I don't really see the stuff on AliExpress that much, if at all. I really see this guy's stuff on Xianyu, maybe Taobao more. But he has done a fair amount of stuff so far, like these boots for Gohan, for example, making the more pointed ones. He's done the old battle suit Vegeta kit, I think, as well as just the regular Vegeta kit here with the battle damage. And this is all before, I think Tamashii actually announced we'd be getting that. So, he's been around. He's also done this battle damage Bardock kit. Right now, he is doing a battle damage Piccolo kit. And I would recommend watching, through his page. I believe there's a clip in here kind of showing the articulation of that joint. On my page, I do have some other pictures from his Xianyu here. So, of course, it's not color matched yet. It's just kind of early prototyping. But, man, the guy's quality is awesome. So, I'm not even really worried about it. I think it's going to turn out awesome. Will say, like I said, I don't see the stuff appear on AliExpress like that. But if it does, I'll link it. It might be a little bit more expensive though, but if you do want to get their stuff, I would recommend looking into Superbuy or other proxy services to buy through Xianyu, Taobao. Really all you need is like the link to their page. If you can do that and kind of scroll through it, find the pre-order link, whatever, and plop that into whatever proxy service you're using, work with your agent. That's pretty much how it is. It's not too complicated. It really isn't. It really is just needing the link to the product and working with the agent to make sure it's, all legit. You're not going to just throw money at anything. And that is part of the reason why I don't put too many links from Xianyu, just because I only use a couple of stores. I don't want to just throw any store and somebody gets, scammed because they may have had a listing, but it wasn't even what you got, right? You just got to be kind of on the prowl, because Xianyu is very much like an eBay. You're not necessarily guaranteed everything if you're not actually making sure you check out the people's profile and, previous sales, stuff like that. Anyways, moving on, we've got Air. They are working on a Goku kit here, much like they've done in the past. Here is what the end result will be looking like. Honestly, I think it's a really cool thing that they are starting to do with these gis. And because this is like a whole full thing, I really do enjoy that you're going to get kind of like a Battle of Gods type of SSG Goku, because this one has more of the slimmer arms and slimmer build, and it just works. So I can't wait. Hopefully it's not going to take that long to release. Ideally, I would like to see this in a couple of months, but that's like wishful thinking. So we'll see. But they have been doing pretty good work with their little mini kits. So the last one most recently was the Frieza cut pieces from that battle on Namek. And I think a lot of people enjoyed that one. So these ones I think will turn out as well. Really great. I do hope they add some kanji stickers that will change the game a little bit and make it even more cool to personalize. So moving forward, back to the Vegitos. So many Vegitos. We've got the Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan Blue variants that are both Pearl Scent, which they showed those long ago. We've got Super Saiyan God, which for some reason they're showing Pearl Scent here, but they did have a matte version that they've shown off previously, which I think it was really just recolored right away. And maybe they're just committing to a, more Pearl Scent color here. I don't know, but it also comes with this fire keyblade, which looks really cool. I'm not sure if I necessarily need that. We've got a lot of freaking keyblades from all these different various releases throughout the year or two. And yeah, anyways, cool stuff. We've got Ultra Instinct Vegito. We've got Ultra Instinct Omen Vegito. We've got a combination of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego Vegito, which we'll be getting, here with the actual, this is going to be the first set out of all of them that actually really has a change to them. Which is the faceplates. There's no eyebrows for Ultra Ego. So there also is going to be a Pearl Scent like a version for Ultra Ego. Don't forget, I know people are going to say, where's the Vegetas though? RE Custom is working on Vegeta right now for the Ultra Ego, as well as apparently they are doing a Ultra Vegeta 1. I don't know why I got hung up on that for a second. Ultra Vegeta 1, and apparently they're releasing around the same time, like in a month or so. We'll see. It was something like that in a quote from them in a comment, basically. So hey, I don't know. We'll see if they commit to that date that they're giving. I'm not really confident when they give dates because, things can change. They can delay. It's all of that. You know what? While we're here, it's okay. We'll move on. There is Super Saiyan Rose variants as well as Beast Gohan. A lot of Vegito variants, man. This is like way too much to consume all at once. These are not for pre-order yet. As far as I've seen, they're just, teasing us here. I'm curious to see if they'll go through with all of these in terms of pre-orders, because that's a lot to list and hopefully get out in a timely manner. And with the way that they've been handling things, it can take a while. Yeah, if you're gonna ask me about what's up with 5K Toys and the Vegitos and the Beast Gohans, I really don't have an answer for you. That's up to 5K Toys to provide an answer why it's taking so long. But it's a little bit bad if they have still not been able to give an answer to people on why it's taking so long to get their stock for that and ship out. Because at this point in time, there are recasts of the Super Saiyan, or the base Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan Blue HM sculpts, as well as the Beast Gohan head sculpts. So, it's weird. Hopefully they say something though. Anyways, yeah, that's about it for HM there. Let's talk about this new studio, LS Studio, with their ambitious release of Breakout Kings Moro. Much like RR Studio came out swinging with something everybody wants, has been begging for, and it's just a render, no prototype, nothing, right? Up for pre-order now on Xianu Taobao. It's about 40 something bucks. On AliExpress, it's about 75 bucks. Is it worth it to pre-order now? I leave that up to you personally. Maybe if 5K Toys gets a hold of pre-orders and you can do a small down payment, I would consider doing it just so I don't lose out on a whole 40 to 75 bucks. But quite frankly, I am a little tapped out, right? Like, there are studios that have built credibility throughout the years that you kind of just know eventually they'll get to it, right? And you can be a little bit more patient. However, there's also those things happening like Demonigo Fit with their Future Gohan. They took your guys' money and you still haven't got that Future Gohan. Unless you dispute it with your bank or you were able to get your money back via whatever retailer you bought it from, right? Many people probably just didn't get their money back and are hoping that it releases someday. And meanwhile, on AliExpress, after a certain amount of time, they just cancel the order. So many people are just left with nothing, as well as studios running away, just kind of blipping out of existence. Unfortunately, it happens. Here, it's just, this is estimated to come out at the end of the year for this Moro. We don't really know if that's guaranteed or not, right? It couldn't. We don't have anything else to go by except these renders for the foreseeable future of the next 3 to 7 months, unfortunately. It's just the reality, which is why, like I said, I appreciate the way KW handles that kind of reveal of pre-orders, showing a prototype, pre-order, actual, updates following that. This kind of system where new studios pop up and just do this doesn't really hit the same. Yeah, as cool as it is that somebody's finally being able to do a Moro, it's also hard for me to be hyped for it when I don't know if it's actually going to come out, anything, right? Because I want it to turn out good. I want people to be excited for it, but I just, for myself, have to wait and see. But yeah, there's nothing really more I can say about that. We'll just have to kind of wait and see and watch. If you want to pre-order it, it's already up on Xianu Taobao. It's already up on the AliExpress as well, like I said, for about $75. Yeah, nothing more to say about that. Yeah, that's it. Anyways, not Neo Kong, by the way. Apparently this is a studio called Magic Model, which trumped me a little bit because I was thinking that these were Neo Kong at first, and then I was told that these are the other studio that had pre-orders available like many months ago for KO of Beast Deities Vegitos. So that being said, these ones are apparently loose in the arm, as has been described. Of course, it's a KO, so the price is not too high. I could tell a little bit based off the paint. It kind of looks a little, a little cheap, just a little bit. And the hands, you could tell a little bit. But if they're cheap and people like them, I mean, go for it. Really couldn't tell you. I don't have one myself. They are using that newer faceplate system, and the actual face prints, don't look too bad. So if you want one of these and you see it on AliExpress for a cheap price, or you're using Xianu, whatever, go for it. But this person here has it listed for 239 yuan. That is not all that cheap, in my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that is pretty much it in terms of general updates from everybody here. Let's hop back on over here. I want to make sure you guys know, closing out this video, go pre-order this on Friday at 4 p.m. Do your best to be there. I know it's stressful. I wish 5K Toys would keep this open. This pre-order is going to be open for at least, hopefully, 5 hours or more, just so people have some time to gather their thoughts on what they want to get, and have time to actually sit down and buy the darn thing. So just again, 4 p.m. Friday 16th, be there. All the Vegitos go live. Anyways, this video is getting into the 30-minute range. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. It's a pretty long one. Sorry about that, but I wanted to go over as much as possible that we've missed in the last week or so. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.